Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Dan Haggerty in for Julian Grace here on this Saturday. Unfortunately, the holiday weekend, not perfect weather, a little nice, a little gloomy. It depends where you are. Cloudy skies and showers in some spots. There is a level 2 severe weather risk for Monday. We got to talk about meteorologist Anthony Baglione in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with how the evening is timing out, Anthony.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about here weather-wise. We, of course, have the showers and storms that are ongoing for us. We started the day off pretty calm. Here's where we sit, though, and we also have, as Dan was mentioning, that level 2 risk on Monday. We're going to talk about that. Let's get us over, though, to radar. You can see kind of where we sit currently. The heaviest of this rainfall is coming down right across Raleigh, Nightville, just to the north, where you see that flood advisory that's put out. As that goes, we have already seen some reports of some minor kind of ponding on the road, some flooding. Bear that in mind, and that's going to be a potential for us as we go through tonight. Just around
Anthony, we're gonna give that microphone a look. When you hear his microphone is going in and out. We'll get Anthony in the weather, which is important news to talk about in just a moment. But we have some breaking news, and this is a very sad story this evening. Raleigh native and a PGA Tour golfer, Grayson Murray, has died. This comes just one day now after he withdrew from the Charles Schwab Challenge at Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth, Texas. WRAL's Destiny Patterson is live for us. She is at the country club at Wakefield Plantation. That's a place where Murray trained. Destiny, this has to be a big shock to a lot of people. How's he being honored there?
That's absolutely right, Dan. They've since pulled the flags down here at the country club, but the flag was flying at half staff, for much of the day today. He was just 30 years old. The golfer has openly shared his struggles with alcohol abuse and anxiety and depression. When Murray withdrew from the PGA Tour yesterday, he cited an illness. He won his second PGA Tour title this year at the Sony Open in Hawaii.
It wasn't really that long ago that we found out. So, everybody's just very, very saddened by the news. Grayson obviously was one of the best players to come out of our city, and so many memories of him competing here over the years. So just it's very, very fresh news, obviously, and just thinking of him and his family at this time.
Murray was a standout golfer even in his high school days. He went to Leesville Road High School in Raleigh, and like I mentioned, he was a standout player even then, all those years ago. Right now, his cause of death is still not clear. We're working to learn those details. Stan?
Just 30 years old. Destiny Patterson live for us in Raleigh. Destiny, thank you. Let's check in with the Live Center.
Yeah, we are following reaction on social media here in the Live Center to Murray's death. First, we have this post on Instagram from the PGA Tour and Commissioner Jay Monahan. He posts that they're heartbroken, that they are at a loss for words. He even mentions that he reached out to Grayson's parents, who encouraged the tour to continue with play. We also saw this post from a Sun Devil men's golf from Arizona State University. Murray played there from 2013 to 2015. They say, rest in peace, Grayson, and thoughts and strength to his family. Finally, we have this post also on X from Bubba Watson, a fellow PGA Tour winner. He says, very sad to hear the news of Grayson Murray's passing today. Life is so fragile, and he's thankful to have known him. We're going to keep a close eye on any additional reaction here in the Live Center, but Casey Hintz will have much more coming up in Sports, Dan.
All right, Megan, thank you so much. What a scene in Fayetteville today. Look at some of this video. Responders here had to rescue 7 people. They were then rushed, one, to the hospital after a large fire broke out in an apartment building in Fayetteville this morning. The scene from the WRAL breaking news tracker here. The fire was reported just before 6 a.m. This is at the Lake in the Pines apartments on Tamarack Drive. Fire crews rescued those people from a 3-story building. A ground floor apartment caught fire, and then it spread. Neighbors say it was a very dangerous situation.
I opened the front door, and a lot of smoke smacked me. It was pitch black. It was clearly a huge fire, and then fire was coming through my kitchen, through stuff in the kitchen, maybe the electrical pockets, I don't know. So I had no choice but to grab my son and go out the sliding door.
The fire destroyed one unit. Others were damaged. We are reaching out to learn the condition of that person who was taken to the hospital. We know a cat is missing as well. The fire captain tells us the people on the upper floor had to be rescued by a ladder. No word yet on what caused this fire. So crews responded to a massive business fire, this one in North Carolina on the coast overnight. This is the scene here, Carteret County, Cedar Point, around 12:45 this morning. Officials there say when firefighters arrived, you could see that fire. They were rolling the fire, rolling out of the windows there of that 20,000 square foot commercial building. Crews were on the scene until 9:30 this morning. Thankfully, no one was injured. A manager for Sound Furniture and Appliance said the entire showroom floor, the back offices as well, everything got destroyed. Fire officials say other businesses in the area had some minor smoke and water damage as well. Raleigh police are investigating after a person turned up dead this morning at a home on Pool Road. And you may recognize this area if you've been watching the news here on WRAL, because it's the same home that just over a week ago, one man was killed and 4 others were injured when a drunk driver crashed into a wall. Now WRAL's Eric Miller reports that one of the victim's family members is saying the city needs to step up and address crime there.
For the family and friends of Demetrius Smith, this is deja vu. Police and fire crews once again on the scene where he lost his life. A scene that's still scattered with pieces of broken masonry and shattered glass.
For Tara Grissom, these pictures are a reminder of better times.
He was a great dude. He had a good heart.
Demetrius Smith, her ex-husband, the father of her children, now gone. According to police, on May 16th, Smith was sitting with friends on the cinder block wall in front of his house near the intersection of Pool Road and New Bern Avenue. Just after 2 a.m., they say this man, Jelson Carbajal, lost control of his vehicle while driving drunk and crashed into Smith.
Demetrius was sitting there on that wall, and the car just came and hit him. So something needs to change. We're not going to give up.
The family says tragedies like this play out far too often on this stretch of Pool Road. Data from Raleigh police show in the past year, officers have rushed to this block for multiple drug violations, a stolen vehicle, and at least one fatal shooting. And that's not all. At almost the same time as our interview with Grissom and other members of Smith's family, police were on the scene yet again, investigating a death inside this home. Officers walking just steps away from flowers that mark the spot Smith lost his life.
Oh, here we go again.
It's bad. It's something every week, literally.
Janasia Upchurch is Smith's cousin. She remembers him as loving and dedicated.
He loves us. Oh, baby. He loves us. We have our sales sometimes right here, and he helps us clean up. He's very caring.
A painful loss, but one this family hopes inspires the city and this community to take action.
We just wanted to be as safe as possible because we don't want nothing else to happen like this.
Smith's memorial service will be held on June 8th. A balloon release will be held here at the scene shortly after. In Raleigh, Eric Miller, WRAL News.
We should also mention that the family has set up a GoFundMe to pay for Smith's funeral expenses. 2 juveniles were arrested after a vehicle chase then turned into a foot chase in Mooresville early yesterday morning. 2 other suspects were able to get away after everything. It started as a call about some car break-ins that happened at the Point at Lake Crabtree Apartments. When officers arrived, the suspects drove away, leading police on a chase. 2 of the suspects were caught and identified again as juveniles. One of them was taken to jail due to the existing felony warrants that they found from Durham. Mooresville police are working to get juvenile petitions against both juveniles for charges related to breaking and entering, as well as possession of a stolen vehicle from Durham. Goldsboro police are investigating after a man was stabbed overnight. It happened just before midnight on Stronach Avenue. Police say that 46-year-old Antonio Wooten was stabbed in the abdomen. He was taken by ambulance to the hospital and was stable at last report, but we don't have his exact condition tonight. Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson is expected to take the stage at the North Carolina GOP convention within the next half hour or so. This is day 2 of the convention, which is happening in Greensboro, Robinson's hometown. Last night, Republican National Committee co-chair and North Carolina native Laura Trump and her husband Eric Trump took the stage. Our NC Capitol team is there at the convention and will bring you the latest developments on WRAL.com. The Roanoke Rapids police chief is thanking a judge for raising one suspect's bond. Why he was raising concerns about the first bond set for a man accused of shooting at officers. Plus, flags are flying for the annual Wake County Field of Honor display. How long they'll be showing their support. The weather's been hit or miss in certain spots. A couple clouds in Durham, but not a bad day for a ball game. We're going to have an update on your forecast here in just a moment. The police chief of Roanoke Rapids is thanking a judge for raising the bond of a suspect in a 2-hour standoff where he shot at officers and Halifax County deputies. Officers accused 18-year-old Umel Jackson of shooting from inside a home on Elm Street in Weldon about 8:30 Tuesday night. More than 2 hours later, after all this, Jackson walked out of the house unarmed. Fortunately, nobody was hurt, but Police Chief Shane Guyot put up a post on Facebook, and it read in part, Jackson's bond was set at $300,000. Law enforcement was let down by this same system that we are supposed to be a part of. We spoke with retired North Carolina Superior Court Judge Carl Fox about that bond, and he says it's not a low bond necessarily, but a higher one wouldn't be out of the question.
It would be perfectly defensible to raise that bond significantly based upon the number of charges that the defendant faces. Of course, it would depend on all the facts and circumstances of the case. I mean, if he didn't fire and it was just a standoff, that's one thing. If he's actively shooting at officers while they're outside, then that is a different situation.
And it seems the judge must have Facebook, because Chief Guyot posted yesterday that the judge has now raised Jackson's bond by $60,000 more. We've reached out to him today to learn more about this case, and we're waiting to hear back. We will let you know. So flags are flying for the annual Wake County Field of Honor display. The Wake County Exchange Clubs set up 500 flags at the West Raleigh baseball fields. You're able to go there now and see them until Monday afternoon. There will be a commemorative ceremony on Monday at 1 o'clock.
And we're following some breaking news here in the Live Center. Durham police just posting this to their Facebook page only 11 minutes ago. They say the intersection of Dearborn Drive and Old Oxford Road is closed due to a shooting investigation. They are still trying to gather more information, as are we, and we're trying to get a crew on the scene there now.
All right, thank you, Megan. Let's get things back over to Anthony and check in on the weather here, as we have seen some spotty showers moving through, and it's just going to intensify, especially on Monday.
Yeah, especially over the next couple days. It's just that kind of summery pattern we've been talking about, where we get the daytime heating, things bubble up into the afternoon, and then by late evening they should start to quiet down. But we have a lot to talk about here. Let's get us over to radar currently, and we're going to start with this, then we'll go into the rest of this weekend and talk more specifically about Memorial Day. I do have a flood advisory, though, to tell you about. This includes parts of Wake County and Johnston County. It goes until 9 o'clock this evening. It's outlined there in that green polygon. We've seen a decent amount of rainfall here over the past hour or so, as that's pretty much coming down heavily there in that direction. Where we sit currently, the heaviest coverage that we're seeing is right around Zebulon, Knightdale, east of Raleigh. So it's pushing closer to, again, Knightdale, Garner, likely out of the thick of that right now. And then just spotty coverage everywhere else you go here across the area. Again, that goes until 9 o'clock tonight. We head farther to the south. You can see right around the Hope Mills area, south of Clinton. A couple bubble up cells right there. Done. If you travel down to the south, a little bit of a light shower showing up. And then we head a little bit closer to the north. A lot lighter coverage south and east there of Creedmoor. Most of our northern counties are in good shape this evening. Let's talk about temperatures. Of course, it feels hot out there for some of us, where we have that rain-cooled air. It's really helped there in Clinton at 68. 91 is what it currently feels like in Rocky Mount, in the mid to upper 80s across the triangle. Those hot temperatures and humid weather, that will continue here the next couple days. Let's talk about Futurecast here. We go into tonight, it's basically what we're seeing out there right now. Scattered off and on showers and storms, probably up to about midnight or so. We get past midnight and into tomorrow morning. No issues to start your Sunday off. You will be just fine out there if you're headed out to church services and just enjoying out on the patio, and for instance. 2 o'clock in the morning, we're looking good. We see some sunshine here to start the day. And for the majority of the day, we are looking calm. I don't anticipate any big rain chances until we get into the afternoon, and they are trending a little bit wetter, if you will, for most of us. There's a look as we get to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Spotty showers and thunderstorms. Watch what happens though as we get into the evening, and models are really trying to lock in on this system coming through. 9 o'clock, and we may start to see this coverage get a little bit greater. Once the sun's down, I would plan at least for that potential of some more widespread showers and storms tomorrow evening. It clears out. We take you to Monday early afternoon. This would be the day when we have the chance on Memorial Day of some strong to severe storms. Notice though there for the majority of the day, it is not a lot of rainfall until we get into the evening when that line back to the west may start to get closer. So we're going to get some new high resolution models here as we get closer to Monday. So make sure to keep checking in with us on that one. 92 Sunday, 90 for us as we get into tomorrow. 92 on Monday, a 30% chance of some showers and storms. There is a look at our severe risk for Memorial Day again into the evening. Wouldn't surprise me if we see this shifted a little bit farther to the east when we get a new update from the Storm Prediction Center, but we will continue to track that pretty closely. 90 on Sunday, 92 Monday, and then once we get past that, a beautiful stretch there, Dan, into next week. Lower humidity, 80s there for the majority of us, even a few upper 70s on Thursday.
The calm after the storm. All right, Anthony, thank you. Casey Hintz is here. Hey, Casey, what's going on?
Yeah, you know what? We got Duke softball trying to make some history in their program. I'll show you how they'll have to at least wait one more day. Plus, who knows what the future holds for Marty Natchez, but he's showing his worth overseas. I'll explain next. Well, plenty of arguments could be made that Duke should be hosting a softball super regional this weekend, but we got no time to dwell on that. The Blue Devils at 7th seed Missouri, and Team 7 just one win away from its first ever visits to the Women's College World Series. Boy, there was a good amount of blue in the stands out in Missouri as the ladies looked to close things out, and it was a defensive battle early, scoreless second inning. Deanna Jennings set some grand theft at the wall. She saves the home run, keeping things scoreless, top of 4, 2 on for the Tigers. Abby Hay ropes it to right, the throw way offline, and the Blue Devils just a little disconnected around home plate. So 2 are going to come around to score from Mizzou. Tigers in the inning up 3-zip. Bottom of 5 though, Francesca Freilich, a solo bomb to left. That's her second home run of the weekend. Just like that, she's got Duke back within 2 now. Bottom of 6 though, a prime opportunity for the Blue Devils. Bases juiced, but they just can't capitalize. Mizzou holds Duke just 2 hits on the afternoon. 3-1 the final. We've got a rubber match tomorrow. Winner to Oklahoma City. Well, Duke baseball, the last team standing in the ACC tournament, playing in the semifinals tonight, taking on Miami. But this one right now was in a little bit of a weather delay, so we're going to keep our eye on that. Hopefully we get the game in, and I will have full recap tonight at 10 and 11. Well, with the bases loaded and the game tied in the bottom of the 9th, East Carolina's Dixon Williams catches Wichita State's pitcher napping. Check it out. He steals home for the walk-off win. This unbelievable heist of home plate. The Pirates avoid elimination and force a second AAC semifinal game, and they are in game 2 right now, but trail at last check 5-1 to Wichita State. Well, just 48 hours after the Carolina Hurricanes season ended, Marty Natchez was back in his home country of Czechia, playing in the World Hockey Championship. Today, he buried the eventual game winner against Sweden. That helps lead the Czechs to a 7-3 win and a spot in the gold medal game. Netji has made an immediate impact overseas. In 4 games played, he has a goal, 5 assists. He's a +5, including a 4-point night tonight. Czechia will play the gold medal game for the first time since winning the 2010 Worlds in Germany.
Yeah, we're not done yet, though. I mean, feels pretty amazing, but not done yet. We don't want to end the tournament with a loss. We want to win it all, and doesn't matter who we're gonna play. I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again.
It's not easy, I wanted to give up a lot of times. Give up on myself, give up on the game of golf, give up on life at times, and just persevere. And when you get tired of fighting, let someone else fight for you.
Chilling, devastating, and just absolutely heartbreaking words to hear from Grayson Murray. That was just 4 months ago after winning the Sony Open, his second PGA Tour win and his first since 2017. Of course, as you've heard earlier, the Raleigh native passed away today at the age of 30. Boy, that was truly marked what had been a turnaround for Murray, not only professionally, but also personally. He had been open about dealing with debilitating mental health, and in January announced he had been sober for 8 months. Dan, just such a tragedy to have Grayson Murray gone, obviously way too soon. Our hearts go out to his family and friends tonight. We are going to have much more on his life, certainly his connection to the Triangle tonight at 10 and 11. Casey, thank you, and thanks to all of you for tuning in tonight. NBC Nightly News is next, followed by On the Record. Have a good evening.